Good evening, everybody from the Transportation and Ticket Center. We are headed to the Magic Kingdom. We're going to stay for, it's called Happily Ever After. People are going to call it Wishes. It's not Wishes, it's Happily Ever After, anywho. So we are going to head that direction. We're going to take the boat, and I'll tell you why a little bit later as to why we're taking that. It is actually on its way here now, so we'll be getting on it very, very soon. I want to pop in and say hi to chat people. Hey, Kristen. Hey, Amy. Hey, Lynn. Hey, Stacy. Hello, hello. Welcome to Almost the Magic Kingdom. And tonight we're going to talk about a topic that's actually near and dear to my heart that some of you guys have asked about. And we're going to talk a little bit about anxiety. And I'm going to share a little bit more about my story with it and give you guys some tips and tricks on things that you can do to help with it if that's something that you struggle with also. And I'm going to give you specific tips for struggling with it at the Magic Kingdom also. As there have been a couple of times when I have had my anxious moments at Magic Kingdom. So I'm going to share a little bit of tips with you guys about that. So let's head down the ramp, shall we? Oh, and of course, Mr. Ever After is here behind the camera.
Hello, hello, everybody. Ready for some Magical Kingdom fun?
Yes, we're very excited. And let us know if you can hear us okay. How's the audio sound? It's a little hard for us to tell that, but you guys will let us know. We'll know from you. It's a beautiful night here, pre-hurricane weather. Although rumor has it, it's kind of going out to sea a little bit. There's a little bit of a curve, so I think we're not expected to get the 2 feet of rain that was expected. We are, I think, going to get somewhere between 2 and 4 inches. Pretty much a typical afternoon, just for a really extended period of time. So, hello, loving whimsy. How are you? Welcome, welcome. That's a pretty full boat that's coming our direction.
Yeah.
And it's not even late in the day, but people are going to dinner, I guess, or something. And it's the General Joe Potter. We always make bets. Will we get Richard Irvine? Will we get Joe Potter? This time is Joe Potter. So I'm going to explain a little bit about the boat, why we like to take the boat over to the Magic Kingdom rather than the monorail. Typically, the boat has a little more open space, and the monorails can get a little congested. And one part of my anxiety comes in when I'm feeling like super closed in or crowded in by people. Disney is kind of like that at certain times. So, I mean, you can't really avoid it. Well, you can if you're, smart about it, I guess, smart about your touring. But we just prefer this because it's open air and you have some breathing room, elbow room. You can kind of spread out a little bit. So we like the boat. It's very relaxing. More so than the monorail.
It smells better, too.
It does, yes. It's funny. There's a thread on the Discords where they talk about the monorail smelling like an old Band-Aid, like rubber or something. I don't know. I don't know if it really smells like that, but that's just, I spray my oils everywhere. I'm not sure they would appreciate that, but I would appreciate it. So, but anyway.
Yeah, also let us know where you are watching from.
Where are you tuning in from?
Yeah.
I know where some of these folks are from. I know we've got New Jersey in the house. You know that. But it's a really nice night. Still a little humid. It's really not too bad, though. Nice breeze. Strategically placed cloud, which is always helpful. It's a very good thing. Saw an interview with Pete Werner on CNN, and he's sending his mom to Disney for the hurricane. Pete Werner is a very, very smart person. So I'm going to help Mr. Ever After here. Sorry if you guys jiggle around a bit. Switching his magic band over. There's my face. Hello. Yes, I love me Pete Werner. I think he is a very, very smart guy. And Disney, honestly, is one of the safest places you can be if you have to be in a hurricane. Like, it is the place to go. So. Yep. Oh, we've got Northern Illinois, Tucson, Arizona. Excellent. Lynn's the one from New Jersey. Does the boat go from the parking lot to Magic Kingdom, or will it also go to Fort Wilderness? This boat does not go to Fort Wilderness. This one just goes to the Magic Kingdom. Fort Wilderness has its own boat that shares with Wilderness Lodge and possibly the Contemporary. I don't know if they all share a boat. I know they have a boat between them, but Fort Wilderness and Wilderness Lodge for sure have their own little kind of enclosed, smaller version of this that takes them directly to the Magic Kingdom. So, Virginia, Tampa, Florida, awesome. We are originally from Ohio. We are down here now. So, Ohio/Orlando. And they just keep coming. See, the boat eats a lot of people, right? When you're on it, though, it doesn't feel like that. Like, it doesn't feel like it's super, super enclosed. Virginia, awesome. You're not too far from where we used to be, Amy. They're almost there. I see the end of the tunnel. I see the end. And we do have a favorite spot when we get on the boat, too. If it's not too full, we tend to go just to the very front of the boat. But if it's super full, we go upstairs to the front of the boat. Makes it a little bit easier to stretch your arms out.
Yeah, the upstairs is usually less crowded.
Yeah, just a little bit. But you can see all these people, they would all be on a monorail right now. That's an enclosed space. Denver, that's right. I forgot you were from Colorado. That is right, Tyler.
That is a different elevation and different humidity level.
It is.
We're at sea level here, and
my hair
100%
does a whole lot better in Denver than it does here. Let me tell you.
About a mile higher and zero humidity.
Yeah, it's a big, big, big difference for sure. Yeah. Windsor, Virginia. We have Windsor, Virginia also. Nick from Virginia. Welcome, Nick. Welcome, welcome. Oh, Nick in Virginia. I apologize. I am already starting to glisten, though, which, as you know, as nice as it is, I'm still sweating. Oh, Lynn passed the hotel that we stayed at when we came to visit her. That's funny.
If you do decide to do so, please use those handrails provided for your safety.
That was a perfect.
Once again, everyone, welcome aboard.
To go see Lynn and her sister. That was fun. They always wave. I wave back. I don't know. Nobody else waves.
You guys all ready to have some fun? Yeah.
My hair at Disney.
Too late. Close the gates.
Totally
They can't get on. Only kids.
I asked my essential oil family, I said, do you guys have any suggestions as to how I can be a little less frizzy here? I got a lot of suggestions, so I'm going to give them a try, but oh my gosh, it is just... wear a hat rather than deal with my hair being out.
Yeah.
Bo said he thought I would look very nice in it.
It's a little sunny this
It's
month.
great, yeah. That might be great for everybody. Right over there too. Just, yeah. Although in the shade is good. Yeah, I can't believe like the humidity. My hair is naturally curly, right? And it really wants to do that. Even if I don't want it to, I really don't have an option. It just does it. So we do have a couple fast passes for this evening. We have a fast pass for Jungle Cruise and for Pirates, so that'll be good. Haunted Mansion went down, so that fast pass just magically disappeared. I don't know what happened to it. But that's not here anymore. Let's see if I can try and get another one because they give us free fast passes. Let's see if I can get a different fast pass. It's funny because I think we actually missed that one anyway. Let's see how we're doing here.
You guys have any favorite rides you want us to do? Just let us know.
If it's a roller coaster, we may have to take a rain check. You could do living with, or not living with the land. What is that? Tomorrowland Transit Authority? Do that. Okay, I'm not getting any internet connection here, so I don't think it's going to let me do the app. Weird. This is like a internet dead zone. low internet connection and just won't let me even on LTE or anything. I get nothing. Oh well, that's okay. We can look when we're inside. We don't have our dinner with us. We actually ate at home. So I have much less of a bag than I had yesterday. So Stacey says Splash Mountain. Splash Mountain is a little hard for us to do with the stream.
That's water and cameras.
Water and electronics. A little scary. A little scary. But we do love Splash Mountain. That's one of our favorite rides. And then it gets in your head and you sing it all day long.
We can go through the queue and let you listen to the
Yeah.
queue music.
That's true.
Then we'll take the chicken exit.
If you guys know Happiest Vlogs on Earth, I saw that Jen is here today, so we'll see if we happen to run into her. We'll say hello. I don't know where she is right now, but see if we can track her down.
Ready?
It's a little trippy over there.
You ready?
No. Carousel of Progress. Oh yeah, we can totally do that one. Absolutely. That's one of our favorites. We may sing along too during it.
You are now clear, all clear. You're
Should
all
have put my
clear. Thank you.
motion sickness oils on. I did not. I always get kind of like woozy on this boat. It doesn't even go fast. It doesn't go back and forth. It doesn't really hardly move. But I'm just like, it makes me all wonky. I don't know. Kind of weird.
It is nice and breezy up there.
Oh yes, I think my biggest excitement from the D23 Expo was definitely the Epcot renovations. I think that they're gonna make it really pretty. I know, they're putting in some elements that are not what Epcot used to be, but I think that they definitely need a lot of updating all around the park. So I'm really excited about Mary Poppins. I think that'll be good. I'm excited about the Spaceship Earth reno. Like, I wrote Spaceship Earth for us, and I'm like, please don't screw it up. They won't. But they're gonna have a new narrator, and it makes me a little anxious. But I am very excited about that. I think that'll be really good. Outside of all of that, that was kind of my biggest thing, I think, was the Epcot updates. What about you? Do you have any D23 like excitement that you were like?
I'm trying to remember all the different
There was so
announcements.
much that was announced. Yeah, it was mostly that. It was like that's what we paid most attention to. Yeah, so that's something I want to. Am I in the shade? All right. I'm kind of. So one thing that I'm not well versed in is like the Disney IP stuff. So I know a lot about, certain movies from my childhood and that kind of stuff. I'm so much more of a park appreciator than like a Disney news. What did I say, Trekkie? Junkie. Yeah, like that's just, I don't know. So all I really paid attention to from D23 was actually the Epcot updates because that's all I really cared about. I know a lot of the other, Disney folks were, doing a lot better job
Star
of
Wars,
getting all the news
Marvel,
and like all
yeah.
those things. I just want to know what's happening. I just think, I don't know. And you'll notice that too. If you compare our channel here versus, if you compare our channel here compared to like the other Disney folks that are out there, they're going to be a whole lot more news centered and like bringing you all the newest and latest and greatest things. We're more appreciators, so we'll bring you what we're interested in with the assumption that you're interested in it also. I think you probably will be. Yeah, it's a lot of wind. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. That's always a lot of wind. Can you get that over there? I don't know. like cover up the mic. So over here is where they're making a pathway to get to the Magic Kingdom from the Grand Floridian, so you'll be able to walk soon, which you haven't been able to do before. It's a little bright now, but right where that sun's shining is where the pathway is getting fixed. Oh, the gondolas. I'm curious. I'm curious about the gondolas. Yes, I'm curious about that. I think it'll be good. I really do. I'm kind of concerned about the heat of them because they're not air conditioned, so that's something that I'm questioning, but I still think it'll be good. All the construction that's happening on the Tron coaster, I think that'll be a really cool coaster too. I was interested to hear about the launch. Was that or Guardians of the Galaxy? Oh shoot, now I'm for maybe that was Guardians. See, this is what I mean. Like, I get bits and snatches, and I'm just like, not super news curator here, but I think maybe it's Guardians. I think the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, they're having a backwards launch, which just thinking about makes me woozy. I don't know, but it'll be good. I'm excited. Yeah, I know it, Stacey. It is crazy. I agree. I agree with you.
Monorail.
What'd you say?
Monorail.
Monorail orange. Most of the monorails all have their own Instagram accounts. It's like how people have Instagram accounts for their dogs. The monorails have their own.
At this time, we have given the all clear to go ashore.
So the next tip is to not rush off with crowds.
Those on the upper deck, please use the handrails to descend to the lower deck. On behalf of the crew, thank you for showing.
Yeah, so we just kind of let everybody go. And then we go behind. Pretty much in all situations. Just to avoid the crowds.
Yeah,
We're fine being in that.
Anytime you're getting off of a ride or a show lets out or fireworks or just the boat or monorail.
Yeah.
When dealing with crowd anxiety, rushing off, usually doesn't help. So letting the crush of people move away.
It doesn't accomplish anything.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're all going to get there, and
Yeah.
chances are they'll end up to be in the same queue you are a few minutes later. So you might as well have a more leisurely, breathable space to walk out or off of anything. Thank you.
Lynn doesn't like going backwards on rides. So Expedition Everest would not be a fan favorite then, right?
Or riding backwards on the monorail.
Right. Oh, yeah. See, that's what I don't like. I don't like going backwards on the monorail. And I never know what directions it's going, so I'm like, it's like luck of the draw. At first when we did Expedition Everest, it did make me really kind of woozy, not knowing like what the ride was actually doing. But once I saw it on YouTube with the lights on, it helped a lot. And now I don't get woozy on it. Isn't that odd? Seems strange. YouTube saves the day. Everything I ever learned, I learned on YouTube. It seems like. What is happening? Oh my goodness.
Sorry, we've got some noisemakers behind us.
Ruckus. So the wait times here for the day have actually been really low. I mean, it's obviously Labor Day weekend, right, which is a high weekend here, but most people either left because of the hurricane or didn't come down because of the hurricane, and so it really dramatically dropped the amount of people that are here. So it's like mostly locals here right now after they did their hurricane preparations, like all done. Seems like it's very much locals today. You can see, turn it over that direction. They took all the tarps off. Normally this is always covered, but so they didn't blow away. They took all those down, so it's very non-characteristic of what Disney normally does. So my assumption is any scrim that was up before, like in the park, is probably not up anymore. So. And the Magic Kingdom is decorated already for Halloween because Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party has already begun. It is in full force. I think it's been going for a week now, right? Something like that. It's a long time. Long, long time. So we always like to try to find the smallest line. What? Get stuck in the family. Stuck in the stroller line. And we do have our hand sanitizer ready. We don't? Oh, we do. We actually do. I have it.
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you for asking. Alright, have fun.
Thank you.
I'll hold that if you want to sanitize your hands. There we go. We're sanitizing hands, y'all. Hand sanitizer is very, very important when you're here at Disney because you touch all the things all the time. And we
Everybody else.
So does everybody else. And we sanitize all the things all the time. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so let's head on in and get on some rides, shall we? Oh, getting nice comments on Instagram. That's really nice. If you guys aren't on Instagram or you aren't following us on Instagram, go ahead and check out Annie_ever_after. It was
The
my
link is in the caption of this video.
yeah, it was my Annie's Simple Life Instagram. Just changed the name, so it's the account is still the same. And we've been posting some Disney photos over there as of late, so check it out if you guys are interested. Here's the park all decked out for, I almost said Christmas. It's not Christmas. Halloween. All decked out for Halloween. All right, so we are actually going to head to Adventureland, which is a great part of the park. We love Adventureland, probably one of our favorite lands, I think. Your favorites? Hey, Thomas. Welcome to the Magic Kingdom. We are going to go to the Halloween party. We don't have our dates yet, but we need to figure that out. You know, we probably will go to the Christmas party, and we've never been before, so that would be our very first time, and I imagine we will be doing that, and we'll bring you all along. That'll be a lot of fun. We love the Halloween party, so if it's anything like the Halloween party, we'll really enjoy it. That'd be good. Lots of bubbles. So there's my house right there, right down the middle of Main Street, USA.
Clang.
Clang, is that what you said? Yes. So one tip I do have for you guys, if you are a crowd anxiety kind of person, rather than actually, oh my gosh, look at the dog, I cannot even deal. Oh my goodness. I can't. Okay, sorry, I got distracted. I cannot. Okay, so if you have crowd anxiety, one thing that is super helpful often is to walk through shops on either side. All of these shops all connect, and a lot of times they're not super busy. It's not like, you know, as crowded as Main Street is, and that can be a whole lot calmer for most people, and it's air conditioned also, which is a good thing. So it's a good thing. All right, we are going to veer left as we can do. Swim. What are you doing? Gotten a little busier, hasn't it? It's dinner time. But I bet once we get to Adventureland, we won't feel it. So some of these pathways are actually rather quiet most of the time. Like this one's not bad. This one's not bad. And there are lots of secret little benches and things that we'll show you guys along the way, as we have a few favorites that we like to duck into. One of which is actually at Pirates of the Caribbean, which that's where we're headed right now. I'm thinking that's where we're headed. I didn't check our fast passes, I don't remember. I think it's Pirates. Pretty sure. And I have a weak or no internet connection, so it may not tell me. Come on. My Disney experience.
There's some Disney ducks for you.
Update later.
Disney has a lot of ducks that hang out.
They do. They're very real looking animatronic ducks. Aren't those real looking?
They're real.
Totally
real
kidding. Totally kidding. My plans. There we go. Ooh. They're letting me rebook the Haunted Mansion Fast Pass. Let me see. Except that it's not working. Yeah, so our Pirates of the Caribbean Fast Pass is immediately, so we can walk that direction, and it is letting me get another Fast Pass because Haunted Mansion went down. So let me see what our options are. We could do It's a Small World or Haunted Mansion. Well, some of them are only back up. Do you want to go to Haunted Mansion? Do you want to try that one? We'll try it.
More ducks.
I don't know how this works. Like, do I pick it? I'm so... Okay, so I'm thinking it'll just, like, let us do it. But we'll find out real fast if I'm wrong in that assumption. Like, it's not letting me select it? I don't know. Okay, well, let's go to Pirates, shall we? We're gonna go to Pirates. So at Pirates, there is a actually two benches that we like to duck into, sit on, in order to kind of get away from people a little bit. We'll show you guys as we go through there.
Welcome to Adventureland.
Yes. And I'm so used to this being like an elevated bridge. And it's not, and it throws me off every time. You know, Lynn, we've actually never met any characters. That has not been our thing. If I were to meet one, I think I would probably meet Minnie. I'm a big Minnie fan. Who would you meet? Would you meet anybody?
Do they have Wally?
They did. They used to have Wally at Hollywood Studios. I don't know if they still have Wally there. That would be a good one. Yes, I agree. Wally would be good. Who is your favorite character to meet, Lynn? Do you have a favorite?
Is it Gaston?
I feel like I'd be too scared to like say anything to him. I don't know. Maybe like too much
Or you
for me.
could go meet Baymax and give him a hug.
Yeah. Just bounce right off them. That'd be pretty funny, I must say. Emily, thank you. I appreciate that information. Because I've never had a fast pass just magically disappear and then have all these options. It's just kind of weird. Like, what do I do now? It wasn't letting me do anything. That is good to know. It's gotten a little busier than the last few hours when I saw the wait times. Oh, Merida. Yeah, you absolutely.
Merida is a really, really good one. I like watching in the parades, and I just like her in her movie also. Brave is a good movie. Compared hair color. So funny.
Tangled.
Totally crazy. Tangled, yes. Tangled with, who is that? I almost said Cinderella. Rapunzel. Yeah, she'd be a good one too. All right, shall we get on Pirates?
There's a little water.
There's a little water. Yeah, there's a little water. You want me to cancel Pirates? No? Oh, okay. I wasn't sure what you were saying. There is a little water. We're going to try to have there be no water.
We may have to put you in a bag for a minute.
We'll put a little Ziploc over your head. I hope that's okay. There's a little water with this camel too. We can go around the long way. That is really nice that they give that option, you know, especially when it's like, I booked these fast passes so long. I mean, I booked them today, you know, but if you do book them earlier than that, it kind of feels like my trip is ruined, you know? Gonna wait for a moment.
There's a dog.
I can't do this. I can't handle the dogs in Disneyland. I think we should do Tiki Room also. That's one of my favorites. Maybe at the Tiki Room fans. We love the Tiki Room. Like, kind of unhealthy obsession. Something wrong with us. Oh, Captain Hook. That would be an interesting character to meet. Peter Pan's like always entertaining on YouTube. He's like super funny. Oh, Chip and Dale in their dino costumes. That's very specific. I like that. They are cute. Oh, super cute. All right, so we are heading into Pirates.
You do any benches first?
Yeah, we can show the one over here if you want. Okay, so there are a couple of benches on this side that we enjoy. And actually one is a wall, it's not a bench, but anyways, this wall right here. This one. And the reason this one specifically, I wish I could like give you some of this air conditioning that I'm feeling right now. This is the queue behind me, behind Mr. Ever After. The air conditioner comes through here, and so this is like one of the coolest spots to sit when it's hot.
So
right
sitting here
Yeah.
with
You
the
get that
air conditioning coming through the ride queue.
Yes, it's so good. This bench over here is also a good one. It just doesn't get as much air conditioning as the wall does, so we kind of prefer that.
This is the source of the air conditioning.
Shall we go in? About that time? I do have a bag. If we need a bag, I have a bag. Ideally, we won't need it. We were fine the other day. It was just fine. So, hopefully we'll be fine again. And the standby queue, honestly, is only 20 minutes, so that's a really good time. So Pirates is one of my favorite movies. We've seen all of them. The only one I didn't like was the one with Blackbeard. I did not at all like that movie. But outside of that, I really, really like all the Pirates movies. We've seen them all multiple times, and so this is one of our favorite rides. We actually liked this ride before that was like so much of a thing, but we like it a lot. And we like the queue also. Only in the fast pass line though, because as you can see, it's slightly overwhelming, right? So tip number 2 for you is to use fast pass in the queues that you need a fast pass for, and this would be one of them. From an anxiety standpoint, it gets very crowded in there, so.
And we'll summarize these tips when we're in a more quiet place. It's a little loud in here right now.
I'm going to talk really loud over this. We don't have a copyright ding, but you know what? It's going to happen anyway. It's okay. It's all right. It is so loud in here. All right, we're going to put you guys into BRB for just a second so we can get
mateys. For a safe voyage, be sure to stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the boat. And watch your children. And remember, no flash pictures. Now off with you.
Bienvenidos, marineros. Para su seguridad, permanezcan sentados con las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del barco y cuiden a los niños.
An adventure in salty old pirates, eh? Sure, you've come to the proper place. But keep a weather eye open, mates, and hold on tight, with both hands, if you please. There be squalls ahead.
For your safety, remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the boat. And watch your children, and no flash pictures. Prepare to make sail.
I was not.
Anchor now, you swabbies. What may I offer for these hearty heads? Everyone an egg layer.
Not lest they be laying golden eggs.
Belay there, you bilge rat.
Ahoy, mateys! For a safe voyage, be sure to stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the boat. And watch your children. And remember, no flash pictures. Now off with you.
Bienvenidos, marineros, para su...
So what do you guys think? Is that a good ride, right? How was the connection in there? No, I'm like, were you able to see it okay? Could you see Johnny Depp? He's my favorite part. There you go. Alright, so our next Fast Pass is actually for the Jungle Cruise, but I don't know if it's quite yet. So if it's not, we can go do some Tiki Room. Oh, we got a $2 or £2 super chat from Thomas. Thank you so much, Thomas.
Thank you, Thomas.
Hope that you are doing well today. Hope you're feeling good.
Yes, hope you're feeling good today, Thomas. Thank you so much.
Well, it's very sweet of you.
It's always fun to have you hanging out.
Yeah. Hey, Yolanda. Hey, Amber. Thanks, Lynn. Yeah, I had no service at all. Hey, Dawn from Rhode Island. Hello, hello. All right, let's check our Fast Pass time and see what we have here. And it said I have a new photo pass in my app too. And I was not looking anywhere near the camera, so I know that that was just not a good picture.
So after we do another ride or two, we'll sit down in a more quiet place and talk through sort of the actual tips and our anxiety story here in a little bit.
All right, so let's go do some Tiki Room because we've got about 20 minutes before our Jungle Cruise Fast Pass. So we've got plenty of time to Tiki in the Tiki Room, from what I hear. But I sure hope they remember to wake the Glee Club up because when they don't, it's just not good.
Welcome to the Tiki Room.
So the show just started, so we've got about 15 minutes before we go in. If you guys aren't familiar with the Tiki Room, it is a fantastic little show. It's super duper cute. We really, really enjoy it a lot. So I'm gonna take you this way so I can talk to you. Just turn, there we go. So I can talk to you guys. I'm not like competing with this waterfall. So tell me if you can hear me. Okay, I may have to go behind the camera and you might just have to look at the waterfall. I don't know. So tonight's topic that I wanted to talk to you guys about is all about anxiety. That's something that has been kind of a struggle, I guess, ever since I was 3 years old. And I have some information about it in my Instagram. If you guys saw my Instagram post from earlier today, that was our stream announcement. I talk a little bit about that. It's something that has been, it's gotten better over the years, for sure. Gotten a whole lot better. I don't know where I want to begin with it because there's just so many twists and turns and ins and outs with it. I mean, basically where it started from was around 3 years old. I had a lot of separation anxiety, and then it got a little better in middle school and high school, and then in college it got real bad.
I lost 30 pounds. I was sick with a cold like for 3 months straight. It was pretty intense. How's my audio? You can hear me okay? Okay, great. Good. Never done the Tiki room. Okay, good. Stacey, I'm glad you can hear me. So after college, well, the tail end of college was when I had my first panic attack, and it was kind of like just this thing that really caught me off guard, and I don't wish it on anybody. If you guys have never had one, it's bad. So they kind of happened from, you know, off and on for the next 10 or so years. The biggest thing that helped me, though, there were like probably 5 things that have helped me now, like up until now. The first main thing was a diet switch. For me, I didn't realize how much our emotions can be fueled or enhanced or downgraded or, you know, controlled by the health of our gut. And so when Mr. Ever After was diagnosed with an autoimmune condition, or most likely having an autoimmune condition, we started really looking at our diet. And once we switched to eating a paleo diet, it made a huge difference in the frequency I was having my anxiety and all that. So my number 1 tip for you guys, if you're, you know, wanting to learn about anxiety here at Disney, anxiety at home, anxiety anywhere, take a look at your diet. You know, is your body liking the food you're eating? Our diet is a paleo diet, so we eat a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables, pasture, organic raised meats, and things like that, and it has made a huge difference. So that's number 1. Second thing is knowing yourself, knowing your body, and knowing when you have to take a break or a rest. So when you're here at Magic Kingdom, there are times when you need to find a quiet bench, you need to go in the Tiki room, you need to do Carousel of Progress, whatever it is, just to kind of get away from the crowd a little bit. That's really helpful. At home, I knew that I needed to... Sorry.
We'll be waiting here for just a few minutes until it's time to go into the Enchanted Tiki room. In the meantime, I'd like to point out 2 of our local Tiki goddesses. Tina, the goddess of rain on your right, and Taylor, the goddess of fire and volcanoes on your left.
Yep.
Now these goddesses are easily anchored, so we ask that you do not sit or stand on the handrails. And please, no smoking. Taylor is the only one here allowed to do that. Mahalo.
I will postpone this until the Tiki gods are done, because they're going to be talking to us here in just a moment. But remind me, we're talking about resting and sleep and all that. So we'll wait for the Tiki gods. They're going to come up here first. I do. Do you watch YouTube? Do you watch a lot? Do you watch any Disney? We like them a lot. Yes. Yes, that's so much fun to learn all that. We watch your videos all the time. Yeah, we really like them a lot. He has a lot of videos here. He does know a lot. Oh, that's probably right. He reads a lot of books too. That's so funny. Well, it's a lot of fun.
spirits of the twilight, heed our call. Descend with your rhythms, for one and for all. Goddess of fire, headed by name, transform our Pooh to an ocean of flame. And now from the waters, Cinderella emerge. Oh, great God of milk, your secrets we urge.
Wowee! That's almost as much fun as New Year's Eve in the Orange Groves.
Which you find inside.
Welcome, you all. My name is Claude. And my precious cousin over here. I'll introduce myself if you don't mind. Hi there. I'm you can probably get my big oh yeah, I'm Clyde Bird. Why, later than wait. One day we discovered this magic sunshine pavilion.
Ration it out every day. It's a good camp.
That's right.
Off in the distance, just roar an African lion. As we round the bend in the river, a huge bull elephant bellows on the open line. Suddenly, the treetops explode in a frenzy of outrage. Come, you enjoy what we've been man.
I enjoy and wait. I'll do one at a time.
Meanwhile, shifty-eyed crocodiles lurk by the water. The giant titan slithers down from an overhanging limb. What's wrong? Don't get ridiculous. I won't be ridiculous. Sorry. Enough is enough.
That was late. Better read off my plate.
Excuse me, I hate to interrupt such an exciting story, but they're calling us to a show.
It's already showtime.
Land sakes, yes, it is showtime. So I believe it's your turn to make the announcement.
I know. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gather up all your cameras, purses, and other articles, and now turn to your left towards the tall door.
When it drums begin, they'll open magically to lead you right into the sunshine pavilion. Is everybody ready?
I can't hear you up here. Is everybody ready?
Where would you like to sit? Want to sit in the back? Want to sit underneath? Wherever the wind blows. Okay. That sounds good. We'll probably want to do the back so the screen isn't like right in people's faces.
Ahoy, mateys! For a safe voyage, be sure to stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the boat. And remember, no flash pictures. Now off with you.
Bienvenidos, marineros. Para su seguridad, permanezcan sentados con las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del barco y cuiden a los niños.
Seek an adventure in salty old pirates, eh? Sure, you've come to the proper place. But keep a weather eye open, mates, and hold on tight. With both hands, if you please. There be squalls ahead.
For your safety, remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the boat. And watch your children, and no flash pictures. Prepare to make sail.
Oh, there we are. Hey, y'all. Sorry about that. So, bad connection in the Tiki room, apparently. Apologize for that BRB moment. So we're going to find a quiet spot, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about what I was talking about in Q Line, and then we'll get on Jungle Cruise. Sound good? Deal? Deal. All right, let's go this way. Down this road. Apologies for no Tiki room. We'll have to vlog it, and then we'll just upload it to the channel because they're watching it. We can sing it to you. It might be just as good. It's probably not just as good. Maybe not. Maybe not. Alright, so we're going to just hop down to where Jungle Cruise is. And we'll give you the last few tips, and then we'll pop on to the Jungle Cruise itself. Are y'all still with us? Okay. We'll go down to the nice little bench down here. And our fast pass time just started, so we are right on time.
there is the, anyone know the name of that tree? / never-ending queue.
What did you say? You don't know the name of the tree?
I said, does anyone know the name of the never-ending queue?
It is. It's just one big long queue. It's well themed. It's a well themed queue. I mean, all the queues are well themed. What am I talking about?
Okay, so what I was sharing about before. Oh, there we are. So we were talking a little bit about anxiety, and the second tip was, well, the first tip was really taking a look at your diet. For me, eating a paleo diet was like a savior. Learning that was just like the biggest thing ever. Second thing was listening to myself, knowing when I needed to take a break, needed to take a rest. So the same thing here at Magic Kingdom, like or any of the Disney parks. If you need to take a little bit of a break, you do it. You have to, because for your mental health, it just is so important. Sleep goes into that as well. When you need to rest, you need to rest. If it's a midday nap here, yes, by all means, it is a thing. All right, so tip number 3, so we have diet, we have rest. The third thing was I use my essential oils now really religiously for emotion health. When I first got using essential oils to start with, I didn't know that they could have anything to do with my emotions or with my panic or stress or anxiety or anything like that. I initially was just getting into them because of wanting to have things for keeping me healthy, things for making my tummy feel good, and like for, you know, head tension and things like that. Like that was more important to me. I didn't realize that there was any emotional component at all. So one big oil that actually was like my, oh my gosh, I can't believe this worked, oil is Valor. It's an oil blend called Valor, and I literally do 1 drop on the inside of my wrist, put my wrists together. About 5 minutes, I am like a completely different person. So that has been incredible for me. There's another oil blend called Peace and Calming, which is very good from, if your anxiety is more like from a, what's the word that I'm trying to think of? Like a, not a temper tantrum, but like kind of just being on edge and you're just like overwhelmed, overstimulated a little bit. Great for toddlers and like little kids, but also for adults too in those situations. So helpful. The third one I want to talk about is peppermint. Peppermint is such a strong, fresh oil. A lot of times when we have anxiety, it's almost like our emotions, our thoughts and everything are like floating up above our heads, like we're not actually in our bodies. And so peppermint, smelling it, putting it on can be really helpful to bring you back to that centered place. So those are my 3 biggies that I use for anxiety. An honorable mention is frankincense or any of like the tree oils. So pine, Idaho balsam fir, vetiver, anything that's tree or root can be very grounding and helpful from an anxiety standpoint. Okay, so I just want to check and see if I'm missing any comments because I probably am. Okay, so going on, do you want to keep going? Are you ready to, okay. Okay, so the next one that I want to say, and hold on because I need to get my notes here because I get a little squirrel brained. It just, you know, it happens. It happens. There we go. Okay, so ditching toxic chemicals was another thing that was really important. When my husband and I were diagnosed with having a gluten allergy, we cut gluten out of our diet. We went back to the doctor about 6 months later, and the doctor said to us, well, you're still eating gluten. Like, it's still showing up in your blood work. And we're like, really? Like, that's a thing? And I was like, we're not eating gluten at all. And so he said, what about your products? What are you putting on your skin? Like, what's in your makeup? Is there gluten in your hair stuff? Is there gluten in your cleaning supplies? And that was the first time, because I was like, I'm not eating this stuff. Like, what are you talking about? And that was the first time that I ever realized that anything I am around, I put on, I clean with, I inhale, I, plug into my wall, like plugins or whatever. All that stuff was affecting my everything. So not only was it like showing up in my blood tests from a gluten standpoint, but also it's affecting my emotions, affecting my hormones, affecting all of those different types of things. So that was another biggie that went kind of hand in hand with the essential oils.
but that kind of came before the essential oils were actually in my life at all. I started really taking a look at what was in my products. And so first I was just looking for gluten. Then I went down the rabbit hole of like all of these other things, parabens, phthalates, petrochemicals, like all that kind of stuff. Once I like got all that junk out of my products, huge difference from my emotional state. So anyway, that's number 4. Should we go on the ride? Shall we? Are we enjoying this? If you are enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe and notification bell. We are going live from the parks every single day and have vlogs coming your way as well. So you will get a notification email and maybe a text message. It's not really a text message, but it's like a little pop-up or whatever on your phone. I don't know. Push notification or whatever on your phone every time we upload a new video. So we would love to add you to our ever after family. All right, so we are here at the Jungle Cruise. It's getting kind of dark, but hopefully you'll be able to see stuff as we go through it. I do know there will be a little lag in the Shirley's Temple, so just kind of hang tight with us and we'll be right back as soon as we pop out of it. So it's a good thing. So, all right, let's head on in, shall we? It's about that time. Thank you. All ready? Let's Jungle Cruise it up. This is another one that is very helpful to have a fast pass for because it gets a little hot in here, a little bit crowded in this one.
Yeah, it's a wolf with a cloud. That's actually about it.
This is a Valor moment. You can tell me moment. I have it with me. I should probably do it. I apologize, guys. I was not getting any of your comments. That was so strange. It was like a dead zone here. Hello, Uncle Rick. How you doing? No? Okay. I don't know how to do that, but maybe we'll...
Waiting in line for the annual Platypus Thanksgiving expedition should check in with the booking office immediately. Someone made a rather nasty mistake on the destination.
Thomas. 21st century technology is sometimes our friend, but sometimes not our friend. Yes, Carousel of Progress is very much alive and well. We enjoy it very, very much. It's a great show. Oh, thank you, Thomas, for the super chat. I really appreciate it so much. You're so sweet. £1, £1. Super chat from Thomas. So, Stacy, into the park with me, I bring, hopefully you can hear me okay, it's not loud here. I bring Thieves, Dijais, Valor, Aroma Ease, and Lavender, and Peppermint. And wine? Why do I bring those? Oh, not moving. So I bring Thieves for immune systems. For tummies is all the things Dijais and Peppermint. I do Valor for anxiety and really crowded queue lines, much like this one. Let's see what else. Lavender for sunburns and cuts and scrapes. Peppermint for like head tension, muscle tension, that kind of stuff. Aroma Ease for like motion sensitivity. There's anything else that I use those for. Those are my main biggies.
And just so you know, the reason I'm pointing everyone at the ceiling is we're around lots of people. And I'm just trying to be respectful.
Yeah, better than making you guys dizzy.
Just trying to be respectful of everybody we're around.
So with the Thieves, what I do is I actually put it on my feet and then I do a drop in my mouth before we come to the park. With the others, those are mostly as needed. I do Thieves regardless, but the other ones are more like ailment-related things. If something comes up, I use that. But Thieves is all day, every day, all the time. And Thieves and Terrifier too. Thomas, I use peppermint. There's also a blend called Canaway that has peppermint, wintergreen clove, and helichrysum in it. And so those two together are like my saving grace. Great for feet, you know, at the end of the long day. Disney feet, Disney shins. A lot of times, shins and knees need a little bit of help. So, and my head and my shoulders, knees and toes. Hemp oil I would use as like a carrier oil rather than like an essential oil.
Thomas, I have many friends in and around London. We're definitely looking forward to visiting there sometime soon as well.
So hemp oil is more like can you tell me if we're moving? So, yeah, we are. Okay. I'll explain it in a minute. Okay, so if you were making like roller bottles or wanting the essential oil to spread over a larger area, hemp oil would be a good one to use. I even use olive oil or coconut oil or whatever. That's always helpful. But speaking of hemp oil, CBD oil is another one that I use often, and that has really, really been helpful for both stress as well as pain for me. So
You got to be really careful around on the CBD oil, the source of it, though.
Yeah, the source of your CBD is like just like your essential oils is so like the most important thing ever. The CBD that I use is 0.0000, like 0% THC, which is like the hallucinogenic thing.
Thanks, Doug.
Skipper Trey to the dock box, please. Skipper Trey to the dock box.
So, yeah, CBD has been really, really helpful for us too. And I'm actually fairly new to it. I've only been using it for maybe like a month now or something like that. And it's been incredible. The ones that we use Young Living CBD, which is only available in the US, so that's not helpful for you. But it's a really, really good, high quality CBD oil. Hi, Catherine. Welcome to the stream.
We'll figure it out, Jack. Don't worry.
Yeah, we're just keeping the camera up just to be respectful of everybody standing in the lines, just because it is so, so busy. Although we're calling somebody out. There's the folks. We're almost to the end. This is how the line should be moving, but unfortunately, we're still good. So anyway, those are the oils that I have with me. I don't have my CBD with me just because there was some miscommunication where there was a girl that was like detained because she brought CBD into the park. So I just leave that at home. Now, even though 0% THC CBD is legal in Florida, like there just is a lot of misinformation about CBD. So I don't risk it. I leave it in the house. But I do bring my essential oils too. And when the security guards open the bags and like do all the things, oftentimes, sorry, they know about it. It's too close.
Your party want to go right to the left?
What was I don't know what I was saying. But anyway. Oh yeah.
The source of things.
Yeah. The source of things are super important. The security guards know all about essential oils and they're fine to come into the park. Like, it's totally fine. I personally wouldn't bring just any essential oil into the park. I bring the ones that work. So that's important too. I've used ones that don't work and were just like a waste of money. I don't do that anymore. And if you guys are interested in learning about the essential oils, I have an oils Instagram. It's oils_ever_after. And that's on Instagram. We have it linked in the description of this video. So you guys can check that out if you're interested. Oh, good, Catherine. You're going to have a great time. November's a really nice time to come. Are you coming like near Thanksgiving or are you coming like away from the crowd time? Is it going to be busy? Oh, Thomas, it does not. Well, the THC, if you get 0%, 0.000% THC CBD oil, it does not show up on a drug test. We put it to the test ourselves, but it also, THC is the thing that shows up. And if you get the 0% CBD, you don't have to worry about it. So, yeah, I wouldn't use a CBD oil personally. That would show up on a drug test. I don't know. Scared of everything person. So. Use the 0%. And the reason that it's 0% is because it's like a CBD isolate, so it's like a powder version rather than like an extract. So it's powdered. Slightly different. Okay, we're getting on the boat. We'll catch up with you in a second. We love the puns on the Dumbo cruise. It's like one of our favorite things ever. As long as you get a good skipper, it's always good. If you get a Dudley skipper, then it's not as good. Love to make our own jokes. He'll be a good one.
Yeah, underwater was my last boat. That's beneath us now, though. Behind us. Behind us. Alright, guys. I have some safety tips. Keep all those arms, legs, hands, and feet in the boat. Parents, if you are traveling with children, I'm sorry. Supervise them, supervise them. Children, supervise your parents. I don't trust them either. Mermaid, seated. We're clear to get out of here. Wave goodbye to the skippers on dock, the lovely, lovely skippers. And Skipper Katie, wave goodbye to her too. She deserves some love, I guess. Bye, Skipper Katie. Wave goodbye to standby. Yeah. We lost all of them. Okay, guys. Hello. Oh, we're trying that again. Hello. Hello. Better. All right. Well, my name is Skipper Trey.
Hi, Trey.
Skipper Trey, I'll be your skipper. Currently in the Amazon rainforest, where it rains 365 days a year, which is like every other day. Just around the riverbed here, you'll see Inspiration Falls. Yeah, just a second. Hold on, it's coming. There it is, Inspiration Falls. Yeah, people ask me why I call it Inspiration Falls. It's the same thing every single time. Rumor has it, the longer you stare into those falls there, the more it inspires you to have to go. Deeper and deeper into the jungle. Now everyone say ooh. Now say ah. We just practiced for the fireworks, so you're welcome. Alright guys, we're on the Congo River. Now our boats weren't designed. So let's go. There was a joke in there, we just didn't hear it. Alright guys, I tried to set up a welcoming party, but none of my friends showed up, so that's just like high school. No one shows up to my party. It's fine, I'll get over it. Danger Noodle or Giant Python, whichever you prefer. Just know it does sometimes develop crushes on people wearing blue shirts. If your shirt's blue, I'm sorry, it's a smothering relationship. That's my camp right over there, guys. Yeah, we were going to stop by and grab some things, but as you can see, my friends are discussing monkey business. But as you can see, they got my truck to turn over. Been having trouble all day with that thing. Alright, guys, we're on the longest river in the world, the Nile. This river goes on for Niles and Niles and Niles and Niles, and if you don't believe me, you're probably in
Africa.
Africa. Yeah, Africa. That's Jim. Everyone say hi, Jim. Yeah, he's the second scariest elephant in the world, but that's the scariest elephant in the world. Jim's mother-in-law. Alright guys, this is a sandstone rock formation here, a boulder attraction at the Jungle Cruise. Don't try to take it for granted. I think it's rocks though. We're in the African belt, home to all of the animals you see. The giraffes back there, those wildebeest. The giant impalas, those zebras up there. The vultures on the branches, and oh, look at the lions. Teaching us the first law of the jungle, don't be a zebra. Except for that one is just sleeping, you know, because that's how zebras sleep. On their sides, their necks kind of bent, surrounded by lions. She's fine, guys. She's just dead tired. Dead tired. That's the Jungle Cruise band right there. They came out here looking for a new drum and found a new horn. I tried to warn them, though. Rhinos can weigh up to 2 tons and run as fast as a horse can. They did not believe me, but they'll probably get that point in the end. All right, guys. I know what you're thinking. We're on a boat. There's a roof over most of us. There's no possible way we could get wet, right? Wrong. Schweitzer Falls just ahead is here to make sure you all get as wet as possible, named after the Jungle Navigation Company founder and great explorer, Dr. Albert Falls. He wanted to sport underwater, so let's go, guys. I'm so excited. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Look at them in the back, frozen in fear. It's just a joke. Now, guys, every time I go home to visit my mom, she asks me the same question. She always goes, Trey, how'd you spend 5 years in college? You get a job on a boat going in circles. And I'm always like, well, Mom, you know, it's pretty plain to see. You know, it was kind of a crash course. Nowadays, I am just winging it. My career never took off like I thought it would either, so it's been pretty rough out here. We're in a hippo pool now, though, guys. Don't worry. Don't be alarmed. These are just some of the most dangerous animals in the world. Yeah, they take 6 of our... They sank 6 boats just last week, yeah. Only 5. We should be fine now. I can drive the boats. I just can't scream at the hippos. I think it's fun. My managers call it dangerous. I don't know. We're in headhunter territory. Not a great place to be headed. My friends right up there are a little shy, and they saw you coming and stopped dancing when they were practicing their square dancing. My friends right there are playing their drums to tell us they can be around. Playing drums. We have 2. Hi. Duck. Duck, duck, duck. Everyone duck. Oh, no, back there, that duck. See the duck over there? It's too dark now, but it's there, I promise. All right, guys, the moment you've been waiting for is here. The beautiful and wonderful, awe-inspiring, life-changing 8th wonder of the world. It is the backside of water. Amazing, right? Yeah, that mist on your face is the complimentary facial. Rub it in. Has some of the rarest tropical bacteria in the world. You're welcome. Alright, guys, we're now in Southeast Asia on the Mekong River. I'll be honest, though, I've never seen that entrance before. We have to go inside because I missed the day of training where I learned to turn this boat around. But I'm afraid of the dark. So I am going to close my eyes. Keep your eyes open. Tell me if you find an exit. You're probably wondering if you're going to get wet on this ride, and the answer is yes, you will. My elephant friend just ahead has been trained to spray the boat with water. Now, her name's Dolores, and she's a real big trickster. Sometimes she waits to the last possible second to flip out her trunk and spray the boat. So make sure to be very, very prepared for her to do nothing. Sandra, come on, spray the boat, okay? Whatever, Sandra. Alright, guys, we're coming to the end of our journey today. It's been real, it's been fun. Some would even say it's been romantic. We have laughed, we have cried, we nearly died that one time, and some of you just sat there and stared at me for 10 minutes. Wouldn't be the same, though, if I did try to sell you something. So right up there is Trader Sam. Everyone say hi, Sam.
Hi, Sam.
He's actually the head salesman here at the Jungle Cruise. Now, his sales have been shrinking, and we're not too sure what we're going to do about it. But he does have a deal going on right now, just for this boat. 2 of his heads for 1 of yours. Good deal, yeah? Any takers? No? One brave soul? It's very cutthroat. No matter how you slice it or dice it, you'll come out ahead. Alright, guys. We are coming to the dock. And, oh, jeez. They laughed. They laughed. It was just back there. You couldn't hear them. Guys, the 2 means we go around 2 more times, so I'll get started. My name's Skipper Trey. I'll be your skipper today, and I am just kidding. I would never do that to myself. We're going to dock 2, and I'll leave you with the words of wisdom I say to everyone. If you laughed today, thank you for laughing. It helps us out so much. If you did not laugh today, thank you for leaving. You're part of the problem. Get out. Oh, don't stop. This is all I have. Watch your head and step. Use the handrail. Don't cross over anything in the center. Would not be a great idea. Someone call it great catastrophe. We'll be there in great time.
See, well, I got my hand sanitizer on. All right. Oops. There we go. All right, I'm going to check and see the time, y'all. Oh, boy. Because we are going to see fireworks tonight. I gotta do a time check first. I don't know what time it is. All right, how are we doing here? 2 heads are much better than 1. Okay, so it's 8:46, so we've got a little bit of time. We got about a half hour before Happily Ever After comes on. So I'm gonna check the wait times and see what we have for the various things. See how we're doing here. All right, so here, my Disney Experience app is rather slow. Let me see. I see nothing. Okay. I don't know what the wait times are right now, but that's all right. And head out. Let's head out. Okay. Did you guys enjoy the Jungle Cruise? We always like the Jungle Cruise quite a bit. It's a very entertaining attraction. It was a good skipper. The microphone was going out, so we couldn't hear everything he was saying. He just kind of like stopped talking after a while, but that's okay. So what we could do is we could cut through, because I know Main Street's going to be a little busy because people will be lining up. So we could cut through into like Liberty Square area, maybe do a Haunted Mansion, then get a spot for the fireworks. No? Sound good to anybody? Oh, it's 2 a.m. there. Oh my gosh, that is so late. That is so late. Yes, it is 8:47 here. So p.m., you know, but certainly not as late as you're at, Thomas. So this is my favorite, like, little pathway
to cut through because it's so daggone convenient. to do that. It's also bathrooms, so that's what happens in here. And it dumps you out into Liberty Square / Adventureland. Northland. I think it's Liberty Square on this map. Technically speaking. Alright, so I think we're going to find a bench and have a little bit of a sip of water, and then we'll hop back on in just a moment. We're going to head on over to the Haunted Mansion, so don't leave us, and then we're going to do Happily Ever After. Is that what it's called? Wishes. We're going to do wishes after that.
Ahoy, mateys! For a safe voyage, be sure to stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the boat. And watch your children. And remember, no flash pictures. Now off with you.
Bienvenidos, marineros. Para su seguridad, permanezcan sentados con las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del barco y cuiden a los niños.
An adventure in salty old pirates, eh? Sure, you've come to the proper place. But keep a weather eye open, mates, and hold on tight, with both hands, if you please. There be squalls ahead.
For your safety, remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the boat. And watch your children. And no flash pictures. Prepare to make sail.
Alright folks, so I got a little wonky on that boat ride, which is normally not like a thing for me. I generally do pretty good on the Jawa cruise, but this time, no, not so much. So I'm going to show you guys what it is that I'm doing to help myself. First, C-bands, right? So C-bands are really, really helpful. So I'm going to put these on. If you guys don't know what these are, they're like, what do you call, like cotton, I guess, cotton stretchy, like they remind me of the 1980s like sweatbands, that same type of material. So take these, they have a little plastic nub on them, and you put them on a certain part of your wrist, which is like 3 knuckles down. It's hard to turn my arm around that way, I can't really show you, but they press them like that, and then it's pressure point bands, and then they help you if you have like motion sensitivity. I don't like to wear them just because they do cut off my circulation, but that's okay. All right, so I am going to put this other one on here too, and I'm really sweaty, so it's like hard to put on. But I just want to make sure that it's in the right spot. So then I also have an essential oil blend that I made. So there is actually a, oh, good night, Thomas. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a good night. It's very early in the morning there for you. So the essential oil blend that I use is an imitation of a blend that you can get called Motion Ease. I made my own. I used the little bottle from the Motion Ease things from years ago, just because it's small and it fits in my little pouch. So this is a combination of lavender, peppermint, ylang ylang, Roman chamomile, I'll stick it in here, frankincense. That's pretty much it. So what you do with it is take the cap's falling apart, that's weird. Take a little bit, put it on your finger, like a dime size amount, as it drips down my finger, and you put it behind your earlobes on both sides. And that's kind of where your inner ear is, and it helps a lot to stabilize that area. And I already feel a lot better even just by putting it on like for a second, so it's really helpful. I'm also going to put a little bit here on, this is like where your sinuses drain down into, is like this part of your neck, so I put a little bit here also, and there we go, and I smell delicious now, so how about that? But also in here I have Aroma Ease. This is where I keep it, and so that's helpful too. I can just literally open it up and like smell it if I'm feeling a little ugh. It's really good. Do you want to smell? Yeah, we're gonna share it. Share it with Mr. Ever After. It just smells really good, like spearmint and like ginger. I love it. It smells amazing. And then I also in here have ginger pills too. If I need the ginger pills, I'll take them. They give me a little bit of heartburn, so I generally try to avoid those too, but I will do it if I have to. So there we go. Oh, you did. Now, Lynn, I love those shower poofs you've been making. I have been so impressed with your ability to... Now, is that considered knitting or is that crochet? So it is crochet. I finished crocheting another shower poof. Have you seen her poofs on Facebook? Lynn's? I'll have to show you. Yeah, they're really impressive. I love that. That's so good. All right, so we are going to head over to the Haunted Mansion.
After we change the battery.
After we change the battery, we're going to try out these fast passes. Our first Haunted Mansion fast pass went kaput, and then we're going to try to see if we can squeeze in there for Happily Ever After. If we can't...
flow.
All right, folks, so Happily Ever After is going to be on in 10 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and just find our spot for it. So, speaking of the anxiety part of it that we have been talking about before, like crowd anxiety and things like that, being on Main Street for me is a little bit tough, just because of how busy it gets. It's like literally wall-to-wall people. Plus, the connection is not great there, so we want to make sure we get you like as many fireworks as possible. So we're gonna find our secret spot. It won't be a secret anymore when we show it to you guys, but it's a spot that we really enjoy to watch the fireworks from, where generally speaking, nobody ever goes. Actually, there's two spots. Let me show you the first one. The first one is actually right here. So right now, we're at Liberty Tree Tavern. And so just across this pathway, that dock that leads to Tom Sawyer Island is a great spot to watch Happily Ever After. The fireworks come up like pretty much behind the Haunted Mansion, which is like here. And then of course you'd have to look back and like look at the castle. But this is a really good spot if you want to be away from people. That's not where we're gonna stand. We're gonna take you to where we're gonna stand here in just a second. So you guys excited for Happily Ever After? Are we ready for this? Such a great show. I loved it. I loved Wishes, but I love Happily Ever After more. True moments from Annie Ever After.
Abe Lincoln.
True, yeah. Moments from Abe Lincoln. And if you're standing out like over here, you would never know how many people are actually over on Main Street right now. There's a ton of people over there. Like camping out for hours to get a good spot by the castle. And I mean, having the castle in the backdrop is great. However, if you're somebody who has crowd anxiety, it is not an ideal spot. So for me, not an ideal spot. And you can see because of the hurricane, they have no scrims up right now, which is a very odd feeling. You never see Disney construction like ever. And now we are. Now we're seeing it. So it's a little strange. So where we're headed, we're actually heading to Fantasyland. Is where we're going. Just because there's a really good spot over there that we'd like to watch from.
Previously known as New Fantasyland.
It was, at one time, New Fantasy. I don't know when they took that away. After a year, maybe? 2 years? Not sure how long ago that was, but New Fantasyland is not so new anymore. Not so new. So if you have anybody that would love to see Happily Ever After with us, please share the stream out with them. I'm sure they would appreciate seeing it, hopefully from our vantage point. Here comes the 5-minute announcement.
Our nighttime spectacular, Happily Ever After, presented by Pandora Jewelry. Pre-order your fully experienced
Alright, so to get to this spot, it's actually right by the side of the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train over there, near Gaston's Tavern-ish kind of Be Our Guest Beast Castle. It's a very roundabout way of saying that spot, but we're almost over there. And you'll always see like water. There's always puddles during this time. Dodge. And the reason they do that is they spray water on the roof of all these buildings so they don't like catch fire because the fireworks are like right up above it. So, anyway, to give you some bearings, on the left-hand side we've got It's a Small World. Peter Pan is on the right. Peter Pan right now is only a 25-minute wait. That's a very small wait time for Peter Pan. Peter Pan this afternoon was 60 plus minutes, so 25 isn't bad. And to be honest with you, it's a continuously moving attraction. Like, I don't know why it always has such a long queue line, but that's just neat. So Peter Pan, again, another one I would get a fast pass for if you're not a crowd person. So. And I can tell you guys right now, my equilibrium has come back and I no longer feel like I'm swaying on a boat. So that's how fast oils work, y'all, I'm telling you. Fantastic, good ones. Alright, so we are almost to our spot. Yeah, we like Peter Pan too. It's a cute, cute ride. And they've really done such a good job with like just kind of touching it up lately. Oh boy. When you have a family of like 20 like barreling at you. Dodge them. Okay, so to give you more bearings, this is kind of like that new spire area. I guess that's what these are called, or spires. I don't know. Gotta keep going a little bit farther. Almost to our spot. I feel like I need a flashlight. Okay, so people see us because I feel like it gets so dark back here. Apologies. Okay, almost to our spot. So on the right-hand side, you will hear the roller coaster going by, but it won't be that bad. And then the Our Guest is right in front of us. Yeah.
Which side of the road do you like? Which side of the road do you like?
I think this side's great. I mean, the coaster goes by, but yeah, I think it's fine. Should we go up farther?
There's the coaster.
Alright, folks, we got 1 minute to fireworks. I wonder if it's down, because that's a lot of lights for Mine Train. I bet Mine Train's down right now. I would check on my My Disney Experience app, but it is not uploading anything of substance right now, so. Anyway, about 30 seconds. If you've been enjoying what you've been watching tonight, please give this video a thumbs up. It tells YouTube to share it out to people so that they can see it too and enjoy the Disney magic. We've enjoyed having our evening with you guys, and I hope that you've been enjoying it as well. We do live videos from the parks nearly every single day. We've got photos on Instagram. We've got vlogs coming your way too. So be sure to hit subscribe, hit that notification bell icon so you get notified every time that there's a new video. Happily ever after. I will shush now. Enjoy the show.
And they all live happily ever after. Each of us has a dream, a heart's desire. It calls to us, and when we're brave enough to listen and bold enough to pursue, that dream will lead us on a journey to discover who we're meant to be. All we have to do is look inside our hearts and unlock the magic. And so our journey comes to an end. But yours continues on. Grab hold of your dreams and make them come true. For you are the key to unlocking your own magic. Now go, let your dreams guide you. Reach out and find your happily ever after.
The battles, the stories, the losses, and all the glory was changed by the way we live every day. Just look up and
Here comes Tink. Here she comes. She'll be the little green dot that flies away. Nope. No Tink. Tink was for safekeeping inside. No hurricane for Tink. Wowie, y'all. How about those fireworks, right?
boys and girls,
So good.
of all ages, thank you for joining us this evening for our nighttime
My favorite fireworks show. I love it.
Please enjoy the rest of your evening here at Magic Kingdom.
Did you guys enjoy that?
Continue your journey to your
Steven, we're basically trying to stream every day. So if we can stream every day, we're going to stream every day. There are some days that we're obviously not going to be able to stream. But the ideal is if we're here, we're going to stream. So we'll just go with every day until you hear otherwise. All right, folks. That was Happily Ever After. This song's going to be going on for a while, so I will yell at you so you can hear me. I hope you guys can hear me okay. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We hope you had a fantastic time. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell icon. It'll let you know every time we go live, and also have an uploaded vlog for you. Also check us out on Instagram. It's Annie_ever_after. It's linked in the description of this video. I was talking about essential oils earlier. If you guys are interested in learning about that, the Instagram for that account is also linked in the description. So we will be live from the parks as much as we can. We have a stream planned tomorrow, as long as the hurricane ain't awful, but we're playing it by ear at this point. So we'll definitely check in with you guys and let you know either way. So I hope you enjoyed tonight, and we will see you all tomorrow after the hurricane. We'll let you know. All right, well, take care, guys. See you soon. Bye.